Howdy there. So a couple of days ago, I saw The Guard, and I loved it. I'm giving it a 9. Easy. One of my favorite movies I've seen this year. I also think I could call it one of the best movies, I will see this year. Very, very good. It's about it's a foreign film. It's Irish. It's from Ireland. It's about a police officer, a guard, in a rural Irish county. He's pretty much the top guy in the county. I believe he's a sergeant. He's pretty much like the lone wolf cop there. Again, he's the top dog. And he's got pretty much everything under control, but things start to happen. It seems that the worst criminals in Ireland and drug traffickers pick his quaint and quiet county to do their business, their dirty, dirty business. So he's got to stop it somehow. A FBI agent comes over from America to help because these are known criminals worldwide. So he's really got his work cut out for him, and this also reveals a level of corruption in the police department. So there's a lot going on here. It's a comedy, a dark comedy. It's also a, drama. I would maybe think it falls under the term of dramedy. The genre that, Alexander Payne has perfected. This reminded me kind of an Alexander Payne film. It really does, now that I think about it. Definitely a dramedy. Also has a lot of action in there and some violence, some surprising violence. So and it's also very vulgar. So it's a very adult film. It really earned its R rating. And I really, really liked it. I'm going to try and find some stuff to talk about, but really I just loved it, and I don't know what to talk about. Stars, the actors are all fantastic. Stars Brendan Gleeson. He's the star of the show. He's our titular character. I really like Brendan Gleeson. I think he's a fantastic character actor. I think he always brings multiple levels to whatever characters he plays, and usually they are minor. This is by far the biggest role I've seen him in, and I think he's fantastic. The first time that Brendan Gleeson entered my radar was back with Lake Placid. And Lake Placid for me is an infamously bad movie. But I thought Brendan Gleeson, I even remembered him, other than Oliver Platt, he's what I remember about Lake Placid. I thought he was kind of, for the movie, outstanding in that movie. I definitely never forgot his face after that, and I never forgot his name after Scorsese's Gangs of New York. He played, I guess, a minor character. He was the barber, one of the heads of one of the gangs, and not really. I mean, he was respectable. Anyway, Bill the Butcher didn't respect him much. But I think Brendan Gleeson is a fine character actor, and I was glad to see him front and center here, and he did an excellent job. Also stars Don Cheadle, another one of our great character actors, and I guess maybe he's more of a leading man than anything now. Anyway, he's very good here. He plays the American FBI agent. All of the rest of the cast, I'm trying to think of any other names. I can't think of any names, but pretty much every other actor in the movie is a face. You know, it was like, oh, where do I know that guy from? To everyone. You know, it really, it's like they know they have two of the best character actors working, so they surround them with other great character actors who are, you know, at some level of success. Again, you will recognize many, many faces in this film, but you may not know their names. You may not even have known Brendan Gleeson's name. But lots of familiar faces and lots of good acting. The star of the show here is the story, the writing. I wish I could tell you who wrote the film. I wish I could tell you who directed it. I am unfamiliar with both names, and I definitely couldn't remember them. I wanted to remember the director because I think this is a fantastic film, and I think he's a talent. He really, really knows story structure. And the screenplay is really fantastic. It doesn't really add much in terms of, you know, a fish out of the water action cop mystery. It doesn't really add too much or expand on the genre, but what it does is take the genre as it is, the structure as it is, and turns it on its ear. It loves the cliches. It plays with the cliches, and it's not original too much, but it feels totally fresh, and it feels like you're watching this kind of story for the first time. There's some new elements, a new way to look at something time-tested and old. It really is kind of a breath of fresh air. It was so intelligent. All of the characters, it's like almost, I kind of want to compare it to, but not really, Brick. Did you see Brick? You know, Brick is kind of this teenage, like, sleuth film noir movie where everything seems to exist in this alternate reality where everything is really hip. All of the characters are incredibly intelligent. That's kind of what I feel here with The Guard. All of the characters are very smart. Well, not all of them. Some of them are very dumb. But the characters that are usually one-dimensional in most, you know, cop movies, are very dimensional. You know, they've got all three dimensions going for them. You know, we learn a lot about them. We know a lot about them by the end. In fact, we may even care about the bad guys by the end. Whereas the Guard superiors in the police department are, you know, kind of portrayed as, you know, bumbling, you know, ignoramuses, you know. So that's kind of interesting. Again, it plays with stereotypes and with cliches in a way that makes everything seem totally fresh and funny. I really liked the director's style. I don't know whether to credit the editor more. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on in the editing, but again, very well directed. There's lots of like cutaways and close-ups If they are talking about a book, it will show the book. You know, if they talk about a drug, it will show a close-up picture of the drug. I guess in a way it kind of reminds me of Wes Anderson in a way. It definitely had this quirkiness to it that I think I could compare to Wes Anderson, but Wes Anderson if he were violent. You know, if Wes Anderson made a violent movie, I think this was kind of be it. But yet, that quirkiness is tempered by the drama. Well, I guess there's a lot of drama in Wes Anderson movies. But anyway, it's counteracted with this, with realness, you know, realness. It really just kind of seemed like a slice of life. Like, I could totally believe that they were real characters, that they were real people. It's kind of a transportive experience. It's also, you know, features gorgeous Irish landscapes, great photography, just beautiful land, shots of rolling ocean, just really gorgeous scenery for a majority. What else? I really liked it. You know, I definitely give it a 9. I want to see it again. I may even want to buy it. You know, I really enjoyed it. I think it can only get better with more viewings. One reason is that I definitely want to see it again is to find out and pay closer attention to what is said sometimes. Because again, this is a foreign film. Some of the film even takes place in Gaelic, but even the thick Irish, even though they're speaking English, you know, the thick Irish accent and the speed of which they talk can sometimes like leave me wondering what was just said. Sometimes they are a little bit quiet, like saying something philosophical, and I was like, oh, that sounded really cool and really important. I wish I had understood it more. Whenever I watch a British film or an English film here at home, I usually watch it with subtitles, just at least once, so I know exactly what's being said. I can't wait to do that with this. I really hope it comes to your town. I don't think it will. It doesn't seem to be getting much of a wide release. I live here in Los Angeles. It's only on a handful of screens, I think 4 to be exact, in all of the city. So I'm really glad that I got to see it. I hope it gets a wider release because I think it's excellent. I hope it comes to your town. You definitely need to see it. Definitely rent it right away when it comes out. I guess it won't take too long to come out on video. Independent films that don't seem to make any money in the theaters do come out, you know, with some haste. So I think you should definitely rent it. But hopefully it will, you know, get a little bit of a wider release because I definitely think it deserves it. It's hilarious. It's true to life. It's wise. It's original. It plays with cliches and rewards you for knowing a lot about film and you know, cop stories. And the acting is great all around. The writing is so fine, very well directed, very cleverly directed and shot and edited. You know, the production, very smart. I'm running out of time here. I really love this movie. It was The Guard. I'm giving it a solid 9. I mean, a 9 easy, and I can't wait to see it again. Definitely one of my favorite movies of the year and one of the best movies I've seen this year. Thanks much.